Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Damon Samuda, and I'll be presenting the use of technology to authenticate citizens' identity in Jamaica. Objectives: what is identity authentication? What are the different types of identity authentication? What are the most common types of identity authentication used in Jamaica? And the benefits of identity authentication in Jamaica. Limitations and challenges of identity authentication in Jamaica. Future identity authentications in Jamaica. What is identity authentication? Authentication is the process of recognizing a user's identity. Identity authentication determines if the person is who they say they are. Authentication relies on additional data that is difficult to produce except by that specific person. The different types of identity authentication. Different country and companies require different types of ID verification. The type depends on the nature of the business. For example, banks have more checks and layers as opposed to a website that simply wants to collect, verify email addresses. Types of identity authentication. Biometrics, the most common form of identity verification, using the uniqueness of a human characteristics such as a fingerprint, retina scan, facial recognition, and recorded voice. Biometric provides identity information about something you are. Document verification. Photos of driver's license, passport, or other primary ID documents are electronically examined to determine authenticity and the legitimacy, as well as ensuring a document is not forged or altered. Knowledge-based authentication. Ask personal questions from the user to verify their identity. For example, who was your favorite teacher? What is your favorite food? Sorry. Common types of identity authentication used in Jamaica. You have the TRN, which is a document verification type. TRN is a unique 9-digit identification number assigned to each individual, taxpayer, business enterprise organization such as profit and non-profit entities. Profit and non-profit entities. Partnership, charity, etc. by way of automating system. Passport or document verification. The Jamaican passport is a valuable document that proves identity and citizenship as well as facilitates travel. Voter's ID card or national ID, which is a documentation verification and also biometric. The voter's ID shows eligibility to vote and is used as a de facto national ID and in some cases internationally accepted. In order to to have get one of these ID, you'll have to give up your fingerprints that covers the biometric side of it. Police record, which is a biometric type. Fingerprint identification system is used to identify if the citizen has a police. Benefits of authentication. Authentication further reduces the risk of fraud and build a level of trust to safely do business with that particular individual. The limitation or challenges of identity authentication. As with any technology, biometric is not perfect and also has a potential security loopholes and issues. Criminals have learned how to steal fingerprints, facial recognition, recorded voices, and use other techniques to bypass security. Documentation may be, may be lost or stolen. Some companies use live photos to compare the photo on record for validation. Knowledge base authentication is not considered as safe. Information about someone can be found easily through the use of social media. Future of identity authentication in Jamaica. At present, Jamaica does not have a central national database with a accompanying system to support and secure reliable identity verification and authentication. The various systems issue different numbers based on the diverse standard and are not necessarily able to connect and share information with each other due to logistically or legal barriers. Therefore, individuals can assume multiple identities. The National Identity System. The National Identity System called NIDS is a unique, reliable, and secure way of verifying an individual identity. It will establish a reliable database of all Jamaican citizens and will and involve the issuance of a unique lifelong national identification number to every person. In the long term, the needs may be used as long term sorry the need may be used alongside a multi-purpose card or be uploaded on the smartphones. The use of biometric fingerprint and retina scans is also being explored. In conclusion, authentication technology is always changing. Trusted in Trusted identity verification combines with the validation and effective authentication delivers identity checks that are reliable, secure, and solidify the trust relationship between parties. Reference. These are the reference you can go through and check just to validate what we've just went through. And that's the end of my presentation.